All right, so now I'm gonna open employee this side here. Come on. Very difficult to control it when I don't have a mouse. I want it to open side by side. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'm going to define the public calculate. No. Calculate salary. So now I'm supposed to receive something that is the tax rate. Okay, if I leave it like this, then I have to now if I leave it like this, then it's mandatory mandatory argument, and then I will have to use it or set it when I call the method. So here the net salary would be equal to, so the salary, I mean this dot salary minus the salary multiplied by the tax rate. Okay. So if I try to use it like this, if I go here, I'm just gonna remove the copy because this exercise is over. And I'm just gonna call this emp. Now I wanna call the calc net salary. If I don't send a parameter, it will give me an error. If I didn't send an argument, an argument is just the value of the parameter. It will give you an error, right? And that's natural, okay? Because it is mandatory, it's not optional. If I want it to be optional, then I have to provide a default value. So the default value, let's say, is 30%, 0.3. And in that case, the error disappears, right? So if I try to console.write line this value, it should give me the salary I sent minus 30%. All right, and we can compare that to when we actually send the value. So let's say I want to send 10%. Now let's see how would that look like. All right. So this is the 1,000 minus 30%, and this is the 1,000 minus 10%. Okay. Now, what if I have, so let's say this one is optional, and I want to have another parameter that is not optional. So I'm not going to provide a default value for it. So let's say this is a Boolean exempt. Okay, so it's true or false. Now you see this little highlight there is an error. Okay, so let's read the error. What does the error say? It says optional parameters must appear after all required parameters. So how do I fix that? So I have an optional parameter here that has default value, right? Now I wanted to add one that is not optional. It gave me an error saying optional parameter must appear after all required parameters. So what does that mean? Yes. Yes, swap the order. So I have to put all the required, the ones that don't have default values first, and then the one that have the default values come after. Okay, that would make it easy to decide which object goes to. So obviously now there is an error here because I must provide at least one value. So if I just say true like this, because this is the proper order, so it will go to the Boolean value that is exempt, right? Now here, it gives me an error. What does the error says? The error says represents a double precision floating point number. Argument 1 cannot convert from double to bool. So what does that mean? Yes. Sorry? Change what? Now I want to use the I mean I want to send a value for the rate, and I have to send a value for the exempt. Okay, so I either use the I mean I either add the Boolean in the proper place like this, right? Or if I want to keep this in the first location as it was and then add the additional value later, I might be able to do that. So let's say I know now that the function takes 2 parameters. So I decided to add it at the end like this. It's still gonna give me an error because the data type are switched. So either switch them to match the order of the definition, or I can use the name of the parameter and put the order that I want. Okay, is this clear? Any questions? Okay, do you want to take a break? Yeah, okay, so let's take a 10 minutes break, and we start at 37 minutes.